All right, hi again. As previously mentioned on our beta list, we've been working on the media browser, and as you can see, it has a few visual changes. Mostly, this has been an overhaul for um, performance reasons. We've had the media browser in Howler for quite a while, and over the years, we've tacked new features into it uh, bit by bit, and it's after a while, those all those different pieces kind of start to slow things down. And at some point, we just need to overhaul the whole thing and rewrite it. We found out that those generating the mip maps for these previews was taking a long time. Um, the text was part of a separate control from these thumbnails, and the refreshing the text was flickering and probably taking a long time to render as well. And when we tried to scale the image, you could see that the uh, the whole thing was just grinding to a halt. So we've overdone all that. Functionality wise, not much has changed. A few things have changed. We've eliminated the optional splat because the splat's always going to be part of it now. We've got it where it's fast enough that loading in the splat doesn't really slow it down any. As you can see, we can just go right through this, and it's not really being sluggish by any stretch of the imagination. Every once in a while, you'll find a folder that's pretty large, and it might take a little bit longer, but even then, it's cruising right along. Um, Especially once those files get in the cache memory, and the antivirus isn't messing with them anymore, that kind of thing. Then it loads really quickly. So those are a few things we've done to it. And as I said before, even here you can see even with all those different icons in there, that's scaling reasonably well. It's not quite buttery smooth, but it's probably 2 or 3 times faster than it was before. You also notice visually quite a lot has happened there. We are currently working out what to do with the most recently used list there, but down here on the list, you can see this list has the folders are spaced out a little bit more just to make them more readable. And as you can see, when we scale this, we no longer use that system style. We use the Howler style controls for that, just to be more consistent. Otherwise, things pretty much function the way they did before. You also notice that these little divider lines are in here. That just gives you a visual clue or cue as to how things are grouped. Each group has its own little rectangle around it, so it just makes it easier to know what goes with this. This flag goes with this icon, for example, or thumbnail, whatever. And it also groups the text in with that same thing. So it makes it just a little easier to tell what's going on. I think there's so much going on in the media browser. I think that's a useful cue. Um, and that's about it for now. We've got a few things to do. We need to decide on if we're going to keep the media, the most recently used media list. If we're going to keep it here, usually when you um, work with media, it adds it to the list. This is somewhat broken right now. Instead of showing the thumbnail of that thing, it's showing the thumbnail of this whole tile. We might want to change it, or we could just make this bigger and just show that whole tile. I'm not really sure yet. Or we could make it a separate panel altogether. Something you could, you have these panels and they have a little thumbtack on them. You can thumbtack them and then they stay out. Even if you reboot the program, they stay out pretty much permanently. That might be a good option. We could think about that. It's worth some feedback. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later.